Good morning, Year 5, and welcome to your DR lesson today. Today we are going to be looking at predicting again. So, quick recap. Predicting is when we make a presumption based on prior knowledge. We predict what is going to happen next when we are reading. We use evidence from the text and images. And we predict when we look at the features of a story. So let's move on. The story we're going to be looking at this term is, of course, Beowulf. Beowulf is a Norse legend. A legend is based around real people or events. They are often embellished over time. Embellished is when we make something bigger than what it seems. Okay, so let's have a quick author recap. Michael Morpurgo is the author of such books as The Butterfly Lion, The Wreck of Zanzibar, and Farm Boy. He was born in October 1943, while his father was away at war in Baghdad. He has one older brother. He went to school in Canterbury, the King's School, and he loves to sing and play rugby. Okay, so let's look at today's vocabulary you will be seeing in the text. Our first word is descendants. Descendants are the people in which we can come from. So for our parents, our grandparents, and our great-grandparents. Prospered. Prospered is when a kingdom or person can flourish physically, grow strong and healthy. Conquests. Conquest is when something is gained by force. And for any other vocabulary that you struggle with today, please use a dictionary or ask for help. Okay, so let's move on to our story. The story begins as all stories do. Before it begins, for there is always a mother before a mother, and a king before a king. In Denmark, all the great lords, those royal descendants of Sid, and that great and good king, followed in his footsteps and stayed strong against their foes and loyal to their friends. The kingdom prospered. From their conquests, the land grew rich, so that the people flourished and were happy. Feared by its enemies, loved by its allies, the kingdom of the Danes became great and powerful in the world. I wonder who the Danes were. How did they get rich and powerful? Did they succeed in their conquests? You tell me. Then the Lord Hogarth came to the throne, son of the old king Hilfriden and great-grandson of Sid, and he was to become the greatest warrior king of them all. Fierce in battle, he fetched back home more treasures from his conquests than he had ever seen before, been seen or even dreamed of in Denmark. But he was way too generous and a good father to his people, so that they obeyed him always gladly. Hearing of his increasing glories in the battles, more and more warriors came to join him. It seemed to them, and to him, that there could never be an end to all his power and wealth. The kingdom was safe from its enemies, the people warm at their hearths and well fed. Truly, it was the land of sweet content. So, let me think. If a person is happy and creates happiness within the kingdom, everybody else is happy and follows them. Can you tell me of anywhere that we might not have seen this lately? Okay, let's get to the questions. Number 1, let's look at Lord Hogarth. Use at least 3 sentence stems to predict how Lord Hogarth could physically be as a person based on the image. For example, I predict Lord Hogarth is strong because he has muscles.